Hey guys, what's going on? It's Jacob. Wanted to record you a quick video on on a what night is it? Thursday night. Thursday night. Hope you're all doing very well. I just had a quick conversation with one of my private clients who's in my inner circle. We've done a little bit of one-to-one work together as well, and he's early on in his affiliate marketing journey, and he took 2 weeks. He took just shy of 2 weeks off social media. We do a lot of work over on Facebook, and I'll be real. I'll be 100% real with you. It's a brilliant tool to build an audience pretty quickly if you want to. It's a brilliant tool to sell stuff. It's a brilliant tool to learn how to create content. But it can kick you in the ass if you don't know how to manage it. There is a lot of toxic shit on there. You really got to juggle the balance of consumption and production. If you're consuming too much of the wrong stuff over on Facebook, it will really cause you some mental stress. If you're using it in the wrong way, if you're trying to be someone that you are not, if you're trying to build a brand around a persona or a certain personal brand about yourself that's not truly you, it might work for a little while, might work for a blip, but long term it's not going to fly. And look, I've got a lot of customers across all my programs. My inner circle is small, so the folks in there, I really do my best, despite being busy and having a lot going on, I really do my best to proactively keep an eye on what they're doing, so I can not only respond to the questions that they bring to me, but if I see them doing or not doing something that I think would be beneficial or something that I think is detrimental, however those line up, I can tell them. I don't have to wait for them to ask the question, because sometimes they don't know what questions to ask. Right? We don't know what we don't know. So I do my best to keep an eye on things for the folks that are in there. They're my inner circle. They're my people. And so I noticed this guy hadn't been around for a little while. And I gave him a bit of space and I gave him some time. And then we had another call this morning and I noticed he wasn't on there again. And I think he missed 2 in a row. And I do my best to keep a pulse on who's on the calls in particular, because when you work closely with people, you honestly want them to succeed more than you want to succeed yourself. Because I've been doing this for a few years now. I've done the awards, I've won them. I know how the game works. The shine and the rush of the sales and the closes on the phone and the closes on Messenger and the launches and the Stripe pings and the commission notifications. It's fun, but once you've done it and you've done it and you've done it and you've done it, you have to pull satisfaction from other places. And when you start working with people, it comes from seeing it happen for them. It comes from seeing someone go from 0 to hitting that first 10 grand, and you talk to them on the phone, or you share a voice message with them, or you even exchange a message on Facebook, or they post in a group, and you can just see the sheer elation in their or you can hear it in their voice, or you can see it in their post or in the photo, and that's where I get it from. So you become you transcend your own stuff, right? When you've done it enough times, you've won the prizes, you transcend your own stuff and you get the kicks out of seeing it happen for other people, which the beautiful part of it is the more people that you can help have those breakthroughs and achieve those results and have those, for want of a better phrase than a normal cliche, those life-changing experiences, those will grow your business, right? Those will grow your business better than your own results, which is the really cool part. And so because I want to see that so badly for my clients, when I see them dip away without knowing the reason, I do my best to follow up, is the point that I'm trying to make to you. And so he disappeared for a couple of calls, and so I pinged him. And he messaged me back just before. I just got back from dinner, and I went out for a lovely pizza and a couple of bottles of Pinot, which was very nice. Thursdays are one of my busy days. I start at 5:30, and I've got calls from 6 in the morning, and that sometimes run until about midday, and then an afternoon of my own work. So try and usually get out for dinner on a Thursday night, and unwind a little bit, because it is a bigger day, and so I just got back from that, and got this message, and it said, hey dude, had to take some time away, was working through some stuff, didn't feel like the brand that I was building was fully aligned with who I am, and wanted to take some time essentially to get some clarity on that, and this guy's not an older person, like he's pretty young, and I pinged him a couple of voice messages back, and I said, man, you take that time, right? Like, I sit here and I look back over the last few years, especially since early 2018 when I started building my personal brand. There's been weeks, there's been months where I disappeared to deal with shit, right? To deal with health, to deal with my job, to deal with other personal stuff that I've gone through, to deal with burnout, to deal with hating the business, to deal with figuring out what comes next. There's been periods where I disappear, and most of the really successful people that I know in this internet marketing space, they've had the same thing. When you're creating content every day, when you're showing up every day, when you're on social media every day, you're gonna go through phases of burnout. You're gonna go through ups and you're going to go through downs, right? It's going to ebb and flow. And so I said, dude, you take that time. I'm very proud of you for having the self-awareness to be able to step away for a couple of weeks and give yourself the air that you need, right? Because if you don't, it's going to be a messy path anyway, right? And that's the first lesson in telling you this little story that I want to share with you, is if you need to take that time, take it. Right? You are no use to yourself, you are no use to anybody around you, and you are no use to any potential clients that you might be trying to sell to or that you are currently serving if you are completely fucking cooked from your business, from stuff that's going on outside your business, from whatever. So take that time. Social media, on the surface, it's like, oh, you just run an internet business, you just sell fucking courses. It will kick you in the ass, and it will give you more mental fatigue than anything else that you do. Right? Maybe not physical fatigue, you're not digging holes and laying bricks. But I used to work in an incredibly taxing industry. I worked in finance. I worked on deals on Wall Street. Worked stupid hours. More hours in my 20s than most people will work in their 20s, 30s, and probably their 40s combined. I've done that stuff. Right? And I'll tell you, a full-time business on social media, a personal brand, selling stuff online will kick your ass more than all of that combined if you let it. So if it is kicking your ass, and if you're feeling the fatigue, giving yourself permission to take that time away is a great investment of a couple of weeks. You will come back so invigorated. You will have epiphanies and realizations that will catapult you forward if you listen to the voices that come through in that time off. And that's what I said to him, right? The next thing he said to me beyond that was, I realized that I was building a brand that wasn't fully me. And that's not something to be condemned, right? That's not something to put people down and say, oh, you weren't building a brand that was fully you. That's an admirable realization, especially for someone who's younger. The self-awareness that it takes to stop, pause, and go, fuck, I'm not building something that's truly me or mine and doesn't align with who I am. That's very, very impressive to have that level of self-awareness, right? And the social media game, the online business game with personal branding, the significant majority of people are not being themselves. They're true selves. There might be elements of it that creep through, but they're not being 100% their true selves, right? Like with this YouTube channel, I've tried many times to make them higher production quality script and perfectly edit and get the lighting all set up. And every time I do it, it just puts these roadblocks in front, because I just want to run my business and I want to talk to you guys about the lessons along the way. And the most effective way that works for me to do that is whatever time of day, whenever an idea strikes, whenever a lesson happens, whenever a story pops up, like I'm telling you now, the best way for me to do that is I'm sitting at my desk and I can pull out my phone or I can pull out my camera and I just film and I talk. That's what works for me. Some people love that, some people hate that, but that's totally okay. And it doesn't matter how many times I try and fight that, I always end up back at the same point. And the funny thing is, the most compliments that I get about my YouTube content are about the videos that are raw, unedited, and not, mapped out, right? Like this stuff. It's just me talking about what's really happening. So I've seen this firsthand. I've experienced this firsthand. And it takes time to come out of your shell. It takes time to realize who you are and who you aren't, which sounds crazy because it should be obvious. But when you're putting yourself in the public light, when you're creating content, when you're trying to achieve a certain goal, when you're trying to sell stuff, when you're trying to build an audience, right? It's different. It's different than sitting down with your mate for a beer. It's different than sitting down with your girlfriend or your boyfriend for dinner and telling them how your day was. Because there's so much external pressure, either directly or indirectly, to try and uphold these expectations or this perception of what you should be doing and what you shouldn't be doing, that we let all of that toxic shit come in and change who we are. And then we execute according to that rather than who we actually are. Right? So this young guy, having this realization and having the balls to go, look, this might slow me down temporarily, but I'm going to fucking take the time. I'm going to get myself some air. I'm going to reflect on these things. I'm going to realize what I need to fix. And I'm going to come back better than I was before. That takes huge courage. Huge courage. Because when you come back, you say to people, I've been away. This is what I've been doing. This is what I've been thinking about. And that is powerful. And the benefits of taking that time will be immensely valuable in the coming weeks, months, years, and I'm telling you, this may sound crazy, but decades, right? Because if you constantly ignore this shit and you just kick the can down the road, right? You're either just going to keep spinning your wheels or you're going to build a business or a brand that you fucking hate and is not you, right? And there's going to be two types of people that listen to this. Right, maybe three. There's going to be people who have been down this path and they realize what I'm saying and they agree with what I'm saying because they've done it. There's going to be people who haven't quite arrived at this and they're going to be going, Jacob, you're full of shit, right? And then there's going to be people going, I'm somewhere in the middle and I don't fully understand, right? If you're building a personal brand, you will go through this at some point, right? Potentially multiple times. I've been through it multiple times, figuring out where things are going, figuring out where I'm taking my brand, figuring out what I'm really all about, what I will tolerate, what I won't tolerate, what are my true values, and then you course correct. But if you don't give yourself the air to figure those things out, the phone rang and the camera cut out. I was saying, if you don't give yourself the room and the air and the breathing space to figure those things out, then you might start making money. You might start making a lot of money. But it's probably not going to last, and it's definitely not going to be done in a way that you find enjoyable. Okay, so that's my little lesson for tonight, is give yourself that space if you need to give yourself that space. If you feel like you're building something, be it a brand or a business or products and services that aren't congruent with who you are and what you want to do, and you'll feel it, right? Like you'll feel it deep down when you go to sell something, when you go to make the pitch. Do you really believe in what you're selling, right? We wouldn't have been able to put $1 million through a sales funnel like we did if we didn't know that was such a fucking kick-ass program, right? And we just made it better with 2.0. We've just gone again and just over-delivered and given all the people that were in 1.0, 2.0 access. The experience that we've been able to build and the quality, through the quality that we deliver, that's why you win those awards, right? It's all got to be aligned.
It's all got to be aligned. And if you got to give yourself the air in order to figure out that shit, just do it. Because ultimately, you're going to come out ahead, right? This isn't a sprint. You might see people who fly up in the income in this game, but they can come back down just as quickly if they haven't built something that's sustainable. A brand that's sustainable, a business model that's sustainable, products and services that are sustainable, right? This is why I'm so big on long-term client relationships. And this comes from my corporate experience. I've got another video on my channel about this. It's a different perspective of this online world. It's the right way to do it. It's the right way to do it. One of my really, really good mentors taught me, if you fix that, you build really strong relationships where over the course of your relationship with that person over years and years and years and years and years, where maybe they buy some stuff, maybe you do some JVs, you do some stuff in their audiences, they do some stuff in your audiences, essentially near on infinite client value, that's going to fix nearly every other problem in your business. That's going to fix conversion problems because you don't need nearly as many conversions. It's going to fix traffic problems. It's going to mean you don't need to run a ton of ads, right? You can create the content that you want to create. You don't have to create it because YouTube says you have to build it in this way. You get to build the business you want to build. And that's what this is all about. All right. So this is my advice to the people who need the space. Go take it. Give yourself a weekend. Give yourself a week. Give yourself a month. Whatever you need in order to recenter, figure out the way you want to do things, give yourself that permission. Because if you ultimately want it, deep down, you'll come back and you'll be infinitely stronger for it. And then you'll really kick some ass. All right. Appreciate you tuning in, checking out the video. Subscribe, give it a like, check out all the links, join the private Facebook community. Links are in the description. You can check out some of the other programs in the description as well. And I'll talk to you all soon. Have a really, really good day. Cheers.